then, where are we? Here we are. Right, let's get on. Let's get on and let's get moving. 1 second. Oh no, some duplicate sound's gonna come on in a minute. I know it. For some reason it's saying, oh, there we go. Right. Sorry, just doing the old usual stuff. No one's in the chat yet. Not got any viewers yet. Right, so today is episode number 74. If you can guess what, oh, we've got 8. Blooming now that's shut up. We've got no viewers and then 8 viewers. Now you're gonna have to excuse the light and the horrible, what's it called, like graininess. There is an actual word for it. The reason is it's really dark and wet and horrible outside, and I wanted to do this on my computer today because my mobile streaming has been playing up, and my webcam, I did say this the other day, but my webcam, my good webcam, is broken, so I need to replace that because this is just like the built-in webcam, and it's like a Lenovo all-in-one PC, so it's not a very good webcam, so I apologize for that in advance. Anyway, can you guess what the title is referencing? It's referencing a song. It is not referencing Everybody Loves Raymond. It's actually referencing a song. So, yeah. If anyone can guess that, you get 10 points in the old chat. So I couldn't think of a topic today, so I thought, oh, I'll put on there a little bit of a riddle with a song. And I wanted to sort of talk about being social and reselling, but since I've literally just got back from being out with my grandparents, but then I thought, you know what, I've done a whole I've done hours and hours on being social as a reseller, and you know, about having days off and about having hours off and all that sort of stuff. So I thought I'm not going to go into that too much. I'm just gonna we'll just wing it. We'll have some questions in the chat. It'll probably only be about half an hour today because I've got tons to do. I've been really productive the last few days. I've been going well. I did about 18 listings on Amazon yesterday, and I got about 15, 16 up on eBay. The day before that, I did about 18 on eBay. So I was happy with that. You know, it's going well. Going to try and test some stuff for Amazon today and get another 10 to 20 up on eBay. So yeah, going well anyway. Oh, and I did the auction yesterday as well, bid online, so that was good, and I got a few bits from that. So I thought, you know, questions in the chat, just throw some in there, and yeah, we'll just have a little bit of a chat and a little bit of a laugh. Got my top hat on today, not my top hat, my bowler hat on today. Don't know the age of this actually. I know Neil's in the chat there, he might know the age. If I just flip the camera back onto me. Oh no, that's not that. There we go. Right. Don't know whether you can see that in there very well because of my webcam. It's Radiant Finish, the Broadway hat. Maybe it's not as old as I'm thinking, but it certainly does have some age-related wear to it. I don't know whether you can see here. This was actually where they must have done the mourning to people, you know. But then, why would you do that with your left hand? Because my left hand is very, very weak, as you are probably all aware, and it's very hard for me to even just lift that off like that. So, you know, it would be easier for me with my right. So, I don't know. I mean, it would be easier for everyone with the right. So, don't know why they've done it. Maybe it was a left-handed person wearing the hat, or maybe that's just the acceptable way of doing it in those days. I don't know. But, yeah, I like this hat. Got it from my grandma and granddad for either one birthday. I think it was my 18th birthday I got this for. Yeah. God, that was 3 years ago now I got this. Crazy. But I thought I'd slap this one on. And yes, I am wearing the same clothes as yesterday, but I'm self-employed, so I don't care. I don't have like anyone to go into and anyone to impress or anything like that. So yeah, I'm wearing the same clothes. Don't judge me. So yeah. Let me just close this and get back to the chat. What was your best sale this week? I think about 30 or 40 quid. I did, 1 second. I've not been, you know what? I've not been doing as higher value items recently, and the reason is, funnily, well, not that funnily enough, but it's because I've not been listing higher value items. I've been listing lower value. I did list an £80 item yesterday, And I've listed like a couple that were maybe 20 to, well, quite a few 20 to 30, but not really any in that 30 to 50 and then £50 plus. So yeah, I mean, it just goes hand in hand that the fact you're not listing higher value items, you know, because you're not listing higher value items, you're not really going to be selling many higher value items. And I've sort of exhausted quite a few of my £50 to £100 items in my inventory, so definitely need to be getting back a few more of those. Today I sold a Brother knitting machine in Tarza carriage that I got from a car boot the other week. Yesterday I sold a Disney Store Mini V Mouse New York bag. I'm doing a sales update anyway, so my mum's just texted me, add me on Snapchat. What the hell? That's weird. Oh, I sold a shirt yesterday for £15 plus postage. That went in the sale actually. That was on for about 17 to 20 quid, I think. Super Mario Bros. 3 for the NES. Crash Tag Team Racing for PSP. Vintage Matchbox, Lesney Matchbox Mod Tractor. Some Adidas Neo Girls High Top Trainers box for 20 quid. I actually tried them on an auction. We've got a vintage Corsair branded radio, which I undersold for 19 quid. I should have really asked 20 for that. But I was like, you know, when I listed those radios, I thought, oh my God, I don't know what to list these at. I think I've made a fail. But actually, you know what? I didn't make a fail on those. You know those radios. I said to you, oh, you know what? I've made a fail on these. I actually didn't make a fail. I could have got some good money for them. But the problem is, I listed them too cheaply, and then I ended up not making much profit on it anyway. But I could have made a better profit. But here's the good thing, and it ties into Neil's question in the chat. I just bought yesterday 6 of them at the auction for 7 quid plus commission, which beats the 25 quid I paid for the 3 of them the other week. Now, granted, they aren't as old, but they are certainly quite old. So yeah, there should be some really good money in them. So actually, Neil, I got 6 vintage radios for £7 plus commission. Really happy with that, and I'm going to actually hit the right price with those ones this time. I did actually increase the price of one of the radios I had on after I sold that one, because I thought, hang on a minute, that went too quick. So I put the price up, and it meant I've got a little bit more profit from that job lot. But yeah, I said to you guys the other week, oh, you know, radios, vintage radios, all that sort of stuff, like that old radios that I got, they're not my thing. I don't know why I bought them. Well, now I'm gonna make it my thing. I'm gonna buy them anyway. I'm gonna learn about them, and that's how you do it, you know. And even though I buy something that I don't know or I might not make a great profit on, that's the learning, that's the experience. And then on your next lot, you need to be able to make a good profit on them, and you need to understand, you know, more about them as well the next time you buy them. And that's all part of the learning curve. But yeah, so that was good. That was good. 6 vintage radios for £7 plus commission. I took a punt on these because they were cheap. Because I'm not doing the commission bid anymore. I'm actually either doing it online or actually going to the auction, because Ken told me something the other day that when things are cheap, like, you may not necessarily want the item, well, you know, you may not necessarily be going after that particular item, but say it's going for a £5, then if you've left a commission bid, you'll never know that that item that you weren't going for was going for a £5, and you would have bought it at a £5. So yesterday at the auction, there was like these 2 trays of spent bullets, like, you know, spent bullet like ammo, that sort of stuff. And I saw on eBay that some guy was getting, like, for 100 of them, was getting like 20 quid plus postage, or even a bit more. I was thinking, oh, that looks good. Now, I don't know whether these are like the exact same ones, but I mean, the ones that had sold looked like generic bullets to me. So I thought, oh, they're going pretty cheap. I did have it on my list, and it was one I was looking at. I thought, oh yeah, 5 quid, he said, and no one was interested. So I clicked my little button and got them for 5 quid plus commission. So that would have been like £6.50 including commission. So yeah, there could be like 20-40 quid or something in them. So I'm happy with that. And then again, you know, there was a couple of items in there that I didn't even have on my list, as I was saying. Oh no, they will get pulled on eBay. You can't say, oh, what? but someone was, oh, bloody hell. Right, I know where I can go. Probably be able to go in my cabinet when I get it right. I don't think there should be any problem in the cabinet, so I'll be able to put them in the cabinet. Yeah, damn it. So, oh, damn it. That was so annoying because I saw them on eBay as well. I saw them. I was like, oh, right, yeah, that's fine. I didn't even think that they would be banned, but no, I mean, I can still make money on them off me in my cabinet, you know. I don't know how I'm going to sell them, whether I would sell them in little bundles or I don't know. I don't know when any, oh, yeah, list them on a Facebook military group. Yeah, that's an option. I did list some stuff on a Disney plush collectors group. Didn't actually have any interest, which is a bit annoying, but I might try that again actually, because I've got a lot of plush that are sticky and stuff like that. But still, I thought for a £5 plus postage, you were cheap. Yeah, should have called Chappie first. Yeah, I should have. But yeah, they're cheap anyway. £6, 10. I'm gonna make money on them wherever I decide to put them. But still, that's fine. I got I got like a sharp, like a boom box, like a sharp boom box. That was going cheap. That was like £5 or £6. It was either £5 or £6. I can't remember now, but it was really cheap anyway. One is actually sold for £60, but then like they're all listed. Most of the guys who've got it listed have only got it listed for like 20 or 30. So I don't know whether to shoot for the moon and hope I get it, or whether I just go in at that 20 to 30 level. But then again, that DVD recorder I had, load of them had actually sold for like 20, 25, 30 quid. But I actually ended up getting 60 or 70 for that the other week. So yeah, I mean, it might be worth shooting for the moon on that, because it's, you know, there's no harm in doing that. I took a complete punt because it was a £5 again. Oh, this auctioneer, I've never like actually been to this auction or anything like that. I've never bid on this auction or anything. But this auction house seems to just start everything at a £5. Now, the auction house I go to, I want to say it's a little bit more higher class, but I don't know whether it actually is. I mean, there's still plenty of profit to be made and stuff, but they seem to start at a higher price, and they do more higher value lots. You know, we get grouped together better quality stuff, and we do higher value lots. But I wasn't aware that there was like, well, I was aware that there was auctions out there that did start low, but I wasn't aware that this particular auction house was one of those places that just starts everything at a £5. So a lot of it, I don't know, because I didn't watch the antiques part of the sale. We did an antiques part of the sale after it. And I didn't watch that, so maybe if you didn't start that lot off at a £5, I think that would maybe not be the best idea, but I suppose it would always find its price. But they started with all the generalist stuff was like £5. Oh, give me a £5 for it, give me a £5, you know. So yeah. So what was I going to say? So I bought like a Philips CD thing with not like what am I trying to say? It was like a CD player with 2 speakers. I honestly just took a punt on it for a £5 plus the commission. But I thought for something like that, as long as it's working, because obviously it's being sold as electrically untested, and that is a bit of a risk, but a lot of things are going to work. It looked in decent condition, so I thought I'm gonna bid on it. I'm gonna take a chance. I mean, there's got to be 20, 25 in that. I'm sure of it. What else did I get? Oh, I got a nice collection of studio pottery. I couldn't not buy any studio pottery. It wasn't as good as maybe the stuff I got the other week, or it might be just on par with that sort of stuff. But I got that for like £12 plus commission, and it was like 7, 8, 9 pieces or something. And a couple of them were okay. Included in the lot was like the is it the Rumptoft? I can't pronounce it. Is it RUMTOPF? One of those big tubs, and I'm sure Darren Smart Reselling said that he got like 20 or something, or he listed it for 20. So I saw that in there, and I thought, well, yeah, you know, it might sell, it might not, but there was a lot of other value in the lot as well. So I thought £12 plus commission, can't go wrong there. What else? There was a couple of other lots I bid on. Actually, I've got the invoice. Let me get the invoice out. Got the invoice on my email. I'll just be a sec. Let's just check in the chat. Oh, here we go. It is. It's already up because I checked it before. I think there was 1 or 2 more lots. Oh, yeah. Quantity of mixed brassware. And oh yeah, that was it. So I got a quantity of mixed brassware, and I believe, what was that for? I've got it up here. 18 quid, a little bit less than I would have paid at the other auction. That had a copper kettle in, like the stand for a copper kettle, you know, a couple of pairs, either one pair or two pairs of brass candlesticks, the general sort of stuff that I've been buying. But I quite like buying it. I might hold back on buying that as much in the future because I've got a bit of a stock of it now, so I don't want to buy tons more until a bit more of it's sold. But I have had some success with selling the brassware already, and I did think it was going to be slower than it actually is, so can't complain there. So I got 18 quid plus commission. I was happy with that price because my maximum was 20 on that. And I was quite firm with my maximum prices as well. I thought I would get auction fever, but I actually didn't. So yeah, that was that. And I got a new boxed Delta Kitchen electric buffet server for a tenner. They go for about 30 to 35. It wasn't the best pickup in hindsight, but I know that I'm going to make some money on it, and it's going to hopefully go fairly quick as well. And with it being new, you know, I was fairly happy to pay that. So about 30 to 35 on that. Would I pick it up again for that price? I may have set my maximum a little bit high. Maybe I should have gone maybe only 8 on that. But still, I was happy with that. So I got a fair decent amount of stuff. It's a shame about the bullets that I can't sell them, but yeah, on eBay, you know. But I can find other ways of moving them on, I'm sure of it. I mean, even if I actually just, here's a good idea, right? The auction house that I go to is a bit more higher class, right? Well, I think they get a bit more in that other auction house. So if worse comes to worse, I've paid like £6.50, as I say, for them. I whack them into the Knutsford auction, which I say is a little bit more higher class, better estimates, that sort of stuff. They don't go below like £10 to £20 as an estimate. So there's no like £5 to £10 estimates or £2 to £5 or whatever it is. You know, it's fairly decent estimates. So if worse comes to worse, I'll probably chuck them in there and still make my money back and a bit of profit. So yeah, so it's okay. See, the brain's working. So yeah, anyway, that was it. No, here it is: Philips CD cassette radio micro system with remote. So whatever that is. But I was happy with that anyway, because I imagine that in the studio pottery, I'll make most of my money back, and or even just like the brassware, I'll make most of my money back. So I'm quite happy with that. And then the other stuff is sort of profit on top. The sharp thing, I'm hoping for a lot of money, but I don't know whether it's going to go for the 60. Send them to Laidlaw's. He will get 35 for them. Oh yeah, Laidlaw, Paul Laidlaw, yeah. Have you sold any candlesticks? Mine stick around. I haven't sold. That's the one thing I haven't sold any of. I've sold about flat irons. Flat irons go pretty well, I have to say. They go pretty well. But I did actually have like silver ones. They were like, I don't know whether they were covered in something or sprayed in something, but they were actually like, they weren't silver as in the metal. I mean, they're silver coloured. Sorry, that sounded completely insane. You got a silver flat iron like that weighs a ton. Yeah, that's just, no. It's silver coloured anyway. So, but we like silver coloured, quite nice. I think it was like J. Pugh Wensbury or something, the name on them. But yeah, they've gone well, and they made all my money back from the job lot, and I'm in profit on that, and I've got a ton more stuff to sell out of that job lot. So yeah, flat irons went well. I need to look out for some more of that because I've got like one left. So at the auction next week, I'll be looking out for some more of them, but maybe not necessarily the like the candlesticks and that sort of stuff. What else have I sold out of the brassware? Oh, I've sold a few garden sprayers and stuff like that. They've been going pretty well. So yeah, anyway, can't complain with that. And I've got the Knutsford auction next week, which I do. I really like the Knutsford auction. But as I say, you do pay a little bit more for the lots, but the lots are quite quality as well. Are you ungated in any categories on Amazon? Not the ones that you have to get ungated in. Like I'm ungated in the normal ones, like toys, because everyone is. But I'm not ungated in any of the ones that you have to actually get ungated in for. some of my best lots have been ones I hadn't planned on buying, but when they got so low, I went for it. Yeah, that's great. Kirsten says, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm really going to look at that. Both of the auctions I go to start bidding at £1. Wow, £1, unless they have a bid left by someone. Yeah, a commission bid or a proxy bid or whatever you want to call it. Darren says, yeah, mine was like an all brown variant. Took a while to sell, but for good money. Oh, that went to Germany. Have you sold any? Oh no, I've already. Yeah, right. That's a chat caught up with. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. So yeah, I've got to go and pick that up on Monday. I'm going to go on Monday. Then I'm going to hit the viewing after I've picked it up for the next auction. Then I'm going to bid online the day after on the auction day. Then I'm going to pick that stuff up on a Wednesday. I've got to try and fit in actually testing a load of video games to send to FBA sometime. And I'm actually going to have a bit of a move around in that room because I'm trying to update my photo area at the same time as well. And I need to buy a processing table because I want that room to be more of a, as the stock comes in, I want the stock to go at one end of the room, like that far end of the room. I don't know whether I'm in shot here, but at that far end of the room, and then I'll have my processing table at like a little bit further along. So the boxes will come in or the bags will come in. Then I'll have my processing table, get it onto the table, process it, sort it, clean it, that sort of stuff. Then from the processing table to the photography area. Now, the reason I'm buying a processing table is because I don't want to process things on the actual melamine of the photography area because it's already been getting a little bit rough and ready, a little bit dirty. I mean, it's not too bad. There's only a few little marks in it, and I've wiped it down today, actually, and it's not too bad. But I want an actual processing table that I can get dirty, I can get cuts in, all that sort of stuff. You know, if I'm using a knife on there or anything. So then I'm going to actually move the photography area out of the corner into like the just a bit right of the center of the room. And then what I'm going to do is finally I'm going to buy 2 of those proper lights that everyone else has and put them either side. The reason I'm having the photo area there is because the plug socket is right by it, literally like right by the where the photo area will be. Then I can have the 2 lights there, all fine. I can have all my stuff on that side of the room ready to process, and then any of the stuff that is listed or that I'm listing at the night time or whatever can go on the other side of the room. So I've got a clearly defined line there as well. And I've always done that anyway, you know, I've always had that distinction. But that's what I want to do as well. So I mean, yeah, plenty to do. And then get my FBA shipment off early next week as well, hopefully, while I'm doing all the auction and the sourcing and stuff. But clear, like every time, like this is a thing with charity shops now. And I went into the charity shops today with my grandma and granddad. I got 1 item today from the charity shops, and I'm thinking, oh my god, I can get so much more stuff for really good prices at the auctions in like so little time as well, you know. So I don't know, you know, it just every time I've been going in charity shops recently, I've just been thinking more and more like, oh, I can't be bothered. I just can't go walking round just to get a couple of items. And I mean, I think as I say, what I'm gonna do, and what I have been starting to do slowly is just phase them out a little bit. Like last week, my local one, I normally go every day. Last week, I only went twice to the local one, but I normally go 7 days a week. It's open 7 days. And the Syrian one is when that's open. And yeah, it just sort of, you know, I've not been bothered, even though it's just up the road. You know, those 2 charity shops are just up the road. I've just not been bothered as much. And it's because I've got stock to sort and things like that. But yeah, time at CS and car boots is my thing. Easier to go to an auction and bid and research beforehand. Yeah, I mean, like car boots are not too bad. I can still get quite a good amount of stuff in a little time, as long as I'm quite fast and you know, I'm not getting beaten to the punch by other deals and stuff. But certainly, yeah, car boots are okay. But oh yeah, charity shops. It's I'm only a small reseller, but I had my best day yesterday selling 11 items. I only had 41 listings. I think it was after opening a business account. Does that affect sales? I don't know. I want to say that it probably doesn't in terms of just opening a business account. I want to say it doesn't, but I don't have any evidence of that, so I couldn't really tell you. But certainly, you know, it's not about how many listings you have. It's about the quality of your listings. I mean, I know for a fact, and I've said this often, that there are quite a few listings in my inventory that are really quite stale and they need dealing with. And that's another thing that I want to do in the next week or so, is actually have another little purge of my inventory like I did in Jan. Maybe not as big as in Jan, but another little purge of my inventory and get them gone. So, you know, get them sorted, maybe unlist them from eBay and then just list them back up as 99p auction plus postage, you know. But yeah, it's just another thing. But it's not the, you know, it's not necessarily all about how many items you have. It's about the quality of your listings. And I'm quite, well, I'm not happy to say, but, you know, some of my listings aren't quality, you know, and I need to sort that out. And that's why, again, I'm upgrading my photo area yet again. And I'm actually getting a solid, you know, proper solid plan in place, because like last time when I upgraded my photo area and I had that little light, I shouldn't have got that light because it was battery powered. And when the batteries ran out, I just never replaced them. And I ended up just using the natural light. Now, natural light is great, but there was shadowing on my pics and stuff like that. And it just, and it still remains there today. So that's why I'm really thinking now, well, I need to upgrade it yet again. And then that stays then. Once I've got those 2 lights that I've always said I'm going to get, but I never actually get, but I am actually getting them this time. But once I've got those 2 lights and I've got that professional photo area in place, that's then staying. And then all my pictures, you know, over the next few years, it'll slowly on my inventory, on my eBay page, the ones with the crapper photos will either sell or will get unlisted or whatever, and then they'll be replaced by the ones with better pictures. And over the course of a few years, my eBay account will then completely be all great, you know, really good photos. And another thing I'm trying to do a little bit of is to put more information in that condition note. I actually put a lot of my information in the description still, but I am trying to force myself to write some more in that condition note if I feel it's necessary for the item. So yeah, I'm just trying to think, just upgrade my ability as a reseller, my ability to list items, because I do feel some of my listings are quite frankly lazy in the terms of my photography or other areas of the listing. So you know, it's fine not to have a big description or anything like that, but certainly when your photography is suffering a little bit, you do need to think, you know, I've got to get this back to where it needs to be. And I did go through a period of having pretty decent photos when I did first get that light. So yeah, I was out for 4 hours Saturday at boot sale, found 7 things, really 7 things to an auction, got 40 good items in less time. I do enjoy the boot sales though. What time were you getting there? I assume you were getting there at like 5:30, 6 o'clock and then spending 4 hours there till 10. I just cut and paste title into the description now, that's it. Yeah, what I do is I cut and paste the title into the description, and then I literally put like either like in good use condition or has age related wear, see photos, or what, like that literally. But if I get my photo game up a little bit better than it is currently, then I don't actually, literally, I could do exactly what you're doing, Neil, is just cut and paste the title into the description, because the photos do really say pretty much all you need to say if you've got really good photos. So yeah, I mean, so I do a little bit more than that currently, but when, you know, as I say, once I've really sorted this out and got a firm, proper, final edition of my photo area that I've been working on for like 2 years to get right, when it's not even hard to get a photo area right, it's just the fact that I've cut corners when I've been doing it and I need to get it completely right. I'm debating whether to change out the melamine or not. I think it's fine. I think the melamine's fine, but I actually need a bigger photo area because I'm buying bigger things. So I don't know whether to actually go on eBay and get some more of the melamine cut to size like I did in December, but get it cut bigger. So I don't know, or I could just leave it there for now and see how it looks and just get the likes. But yeah, so and yeah, that's what I'm doing anyway. Yeah, early did laps as people set up. The condition note is really important. I just copy the condition note into the description. Yeah, a lot of people say about the condition note, obviously because on mobile it's the only thing you see. If you don't like, you see the title, then you see the condition note. But if you don't want to click into that description, then and you've not done a condition note, then that buyer is not going to see anything unless they actually actively go into the description. Whereas if you've got that condition note, they see it straight away, and then even if they click through to buy it, they've at least seen that or had a better chance of seeing that. Because I think a few people, you know what they do? They just buy the item without even reading the description. I really do feel that. And you know, if they want to do that, then that's fine. But you know, you may have to like cancel the sale or something. You just don't know. The condition note is all eBay care about if there are any issues with the buyer. Yeah, so I mean, as I was saying, it's like if they were to buy the item, not reading the description, things like that, it just creates more hassle along the line and down the line. And if you've got a condition note there, they're more likely to see it and they're more likely not to actually what am I trying to say? Like they're not going to just buy the item straight away and maybe not see the description, because that condition note is there pretty clear. The odds are they're going to see it when we click into the listing, so you're not going to get as many problems further down the line. But I don't know, you'd have to test that out. Right, I think that's everything in the chat. We sellers live the grind life. Haha, killing it. I wouldn't say I was killing it. I'm not killing it. Bloody hell. I'm not give me another year or so, and then I might be getting up there a little bit. But I think my granddad said this to me actually. He said, because obviously he's 78, 79 now. He not the granddad who's still working and stuff like that. You know, he's just grinding away. But my other granddad is a little bit more frail. You know, he still goes out and he still drives and stuff like that. But you know, he's retired. He said to me when he stopped working when he was 61, that because he had a very, very manual labor job, very, you know, very, what am I trying to say, like very physically demanding. He said to me, you know, even when I was that age and I retired, I never stopped learning. I never stopped learning new things. I never stopped. There was so much more to learn. And I think that's the way I'm going to feel. I don't think I'll ever feel in this job like I am 100% an amazing reseller who's killing it. I think I'll always be looking for that next thing in terms of my learning, my knowledge and gaining stuff. And that's the way you kind of have to be in this job. And if you are a little bit, you know, I get a bit cocky at times after a good sale and thinking, oh yeah, this is great, I'm awesome at this, all that sort of stuff. But, you know, pride comes before the fall. And then you might fall down because it's like a roller coaster, this job. You're like high 1 minute, low the next. And I'm starting to, after almost 2 years of doing this now, I'm starting not to ride the roller coaster as much. And it's just, it's one of those jobs that if you're really cocky about it and you really like, you know, you think you're all that and stuff like that, then I don't think it's going to particularly suit you, this job, in one respect, because you may be cocky 1 minute and you may be like, oh yeah, I've made an awesome sale, all that. But what if what if when you're in the slow periods, how are you going to be if you've got that real type of cocky personality, all that sort of stuff, maybe egotistical personality in the slower times? You might really go low. You might get really depressed. So you've got to kind of keep your head in this job. And it's really hard for me because I am a person who, I don't actually have bipolar or anything like that, but I feel as if I have some form of not depression, but, you know, like when you're riding some form of bipolar, but in a very, very mild way, if you know what I mean. So I'm very easy to go up and down. So you've got to keep your head. And if you can do that in this job, then that is absolutely amazing. How's Amazon's turnover been? I've not been, like, from Jan to March, I've not been doing as much as I need to be. I really haven't. I picked up last month. Last month was good. I did send in a couple of shipments and stuff like that. I've got one obviously going off hopefully next week. So it's not been terrible, but it's not been like eBay's been my front runner the last couple of months. Well, last 3 months actually. So January is good for Amazon still. January is really good. But after that, it did drop off because I wasn't sending in that much. I think it picked up end of April, May, because obviously I had processed that massive video game haul. And obviously then I had sent in a load of items. But not necessarily all of them were high value. A lot of them were actually between like between like £5 and £15. So yeah, I mean, even then, you know, you might get 10 sales or so, but for £5, it's only 50 quid. So yeah, it's not been the best. I am trying to borrow away a few items, a couple of boxes of stuff for fourth quarter, ready to send in. But I'm not worried about these restrictions, but obviously they're on my mind. I'm thinking about, will I be okay to send these items in at Christmas? Because some of them are Lego. I'm thinking, will I get restricted in Lego nearer Christmas? What's going to happen this fourth quarter? All eyes are on Amazon. Like, you know, what we're going to restrict? What's going to happen? Am I going to get grandfathered into a category? And am I going to be okay? I don't know. I mean, I've sold a hell of a lot of Lego on Amazon. I've sold a hell of a lot of video games on Amazon over the past few months, past like 8 months, maybe 12 months with Lego, or just more than that actually. So, you know, am I going to be able to get grandfathered in? But have I actually sold enough to do that? I don't know. No one bloody knows. And this is in one respect, it's a bit nerve-wracking, but in another respect, it's kind of fun not knowing. You're like, well, actually, I could get grandfathered in or something. I could get, you know, I might not get gated in anything, and that would be really cool. But you just don't know. You just gotta, as I was saying a minute ago, you just gotta keep your head, and you gotta carry on doing what you're doing. And if something comes in your way, you know, further down the line, worry about that then. Don't worry about it now. You know, I'm just like carrying on, sending in shipments, doing my usual stuff. And if something gets thrown at me, like a restriction or whatever, I'll deal with it when it comes. You know, I'll deal with it when it comes. But yeah, as I say, to answer your question properly, it has been pretty slow. But that is because I've not been putting as much effort in as October, November, and December, because I obviously wanted to put a lot of effort in there because I really wanted a good turnover. But then again, really, is it this time of the year you should be working a lot? And then in fourth quarter, should you just be packing? Like I said that actually at the end of last fourth quarter in a vlog. I said to myself, I said on video, you know, is it actually better in fourth quarter just to pack your items and just list what you can? Because, and then actually like in June, July, August, September, that's the time you should be building your inventory ready for fourth quarter. Then in fourth quarter, just concentrate on packing and listing the little amount that you can in the time you've got. I'm still not sure about that. I'm not sure whether you should do all the work now prior to fourth quarter, or whether you should do it during fourth quarter and have a mega busy few months, because trust me, it is mega busy in fourth quarter if you haven't experienced it. Not necessarily, I'm not trying to hype it up too much. I think that was maybe a bit of a wrong statement, but it is mega busy. But I'm not necessarily talking just about sales. Sales do increase, but I'm talking more about the fact that you have to pack a lot. You have to list a lot to replenish the stuff. You have to be going out there and sourcing more. But certainly it is busy in fourth quarter if you haven't experienced it. But you've got to be selling the right stuff in order for it to be busy. Because if you've got a lot of crap listed, it's not going to be busy, is it? Because you've got a load of crap listed. Yeah, not done anything on Amazon all year. Smart Reselling says too much hassle lately with all the restrictions. Yeah. I mean, I've not. This is the thing. A lot of people said about these restrictions, but I mean, touch wood, I've not experienced that many. I was restricted in selling Xbox games for a little while, and I was getting really scared because I thought, oh my God, what's going to happen here? But then the restriction got lifted off me, like, and now I'm fine. Like over the last few months, I've been fine to sell that sort of stuff. I think it was a restriction that like Microsoft put in place or something with Amazon. I don't know. But I think Tom the English Picker said that on a comment, or it's something to do. I don't know. He said it was something to do with Microsoft anyway. But yeah, I don't know what it was all about. But anyway, the restriction got lifted from me, and one day I couldn't sell like an Xbox console and certain Xbox 360 games and stuff like that. And then the next day I was fine. So I don't know whether I'm actually, you know, not going to get restricted. Maybe Amazon is you know, is restricting me themselves or something. I just don't know. I haven't a clue. I'd have to like call them up or something to discuss that. But I'm just happy riding it out at the moment, just hoping that things will be all right, you know. When is fourth quarter? Fourth quarter is the last 3 months of the year. It's October, November, December. Depending on your stock levels and things like that, obviously you're going to experience a different amount of sales and stuff like that. And depending on what you sell, if you sell things that have a very low sell-through or that aren't necessarily seasonal, then you're probably not going to experience much of an increase in fourth quarter. But if you sell things like video games, toys, that sort of stuff, you're going to see an increase. And you do need to be ready for it. You need to prepare. But it sort of increases naturally. Like last year for me, my October was good. My November was better than my October. My December was better than my November. January went down a little bit, as you would expect. But January is usually, well, the last two years, it's been great for me. It's been fine. It's been perfect, you know. Not as good as December, obviously, but it's been fine. It's been fine. And yeah, it's funny. There's like a little bit of a trend. It's like it is go. You know that little. There is like a little famous image, and I don't know what Google Images or whatever. You might be able to get this up, but you know, like when you're going up and you've got like 3 people on a little roller coaster, and it's going up like that, and then it's like October, November, December, and then January just drops a little bit. It doesn't drop like it does in the actual picture, if you know the one I'm meaning, you know, because it goes like up like that and then right down. But you know, it sort of goes like October, November, December, and then a little drop in Jan, and then sometimes there's a little bit more drop in Feb, and then you might be on a bit more straight and narrow, and then you know, June, July, in my own experience, are very slow. June, July are pretty slow. Sometimes you might have you fairly have an okay March. You know, March is usually okay, and then you know, April might be okay. It wasn't for me this year. But as I say, I don't know whether I was doing enough. I'm not sure. And then May, I don't know. It's like that May. And then June, July can be pretty poor if you're not ready for it. And then you find it was almost timed last year. Like the 30th or 31st of July, I remember my sales increased again, and then August was better for me. But it was almost like you could time it. You know, June, July were pretty bad. Then August was, you know, it was going up again. But you have to deal with the slow times, and you have to keep going through it. And it is mentally draining. It's hard. I remember it last year. It's hard to keep your morale up and keep listing. You know, and keep going. Like, you know, June hasn't been good. I mean, I'm saying this. I mean, we're already in June now, aren't we? I keep forgetting. Because it's going so quick this year. But you know, June so far has not been good for me. Not been the best. I've had a few. I mean, I did 130 quid the other day, but then yesterday I only did about 61 quid. So I think 61. I think I'm bang on with that. So you know, that was bad. 61 quid's pretty bad. You know, so June, you just got to keep your head. June, July, you've got to keep your head. Keep going, and obviously maybe building that inventory for fourth quarter ready for it to sell, or just listing things that are summer themed. That may always help. I've not got any Nerf guns currently at the moment. Well, I did list one the other day actually, but not got, you know, I've not been actively looking for them. Maybe I should have been doing a couple of months back. So because they're summer themed, they're gonna sell. Maybe change up slightly what you're selling in the summer to account for that slower period. And that's something, again, I did do it in Jan, like I got into clothing, and now I've got a bit of an inventory of clothing, so maybe that'll help me a little bit over the summer. But I've not really done any like Nerf guns, things like that are also good over in the summer. So do not sell many board games and no video games. Our sales still double. Really? Really? Oh my god! Because the only reason I was saying that is obviously Ken. I don't think he experiences that much of growth in fourth quarter. So I was just going off that really. But Southwest Sellers, you're like antique, vintagey sort of stuff, aren't you? So no, maybe it does then. I don't know. Maybe I was wrong. But yeah, all I know is that the things I sell definitely increase. Maybe you need to talk to other people about what they sell and get a general gist of other people, and how they do in fourth quarter. Last 2 weeks for me have been great. It's different for everyone. I remember when everyone a few weeks ago was saying it was crap for them. It was great for me. It swings and roundabouts. It's different for different people. We're all selling different things to some extent. Obviously there'll be overlap between us, but most of us are selling, slightly different things. And yeah, I mean, it's just going to be different for different people at different times of the year. Yes, mainly antiques and dead people stuff from the auctions. What's that now? I know the word for that. Is it probation? No, not probation. Probation? No, it's not probation. Probate. Is it on probate? Probate. When someone dies and then the auction house goes in and clears the house, and then I think it's called probate. Is it? I don't know. I think it is, but I don't know. I lose these words. All about what stock you have in at any one time. Yeah, I mean that's exactly what it is. Right, is there anything else in that? Deceased estates. Oh, so it's not called probate. Oh, I thought it was called well, maybe that's like a slang term for it, or like an older term for it. I don't know. But or maybe that's a northern term for it. Is that a northern term for it? Probate? I don't know. I'd have to type it in. Maybe it's not probate. Maybe it does begin with a P, but maybe it's something else I'm thinking of. Yeah, so I'm going up the chat. I can't see anything else, so I might leave it there because we've been almost an hour already, actually. There are so many variables to consider when comparing sales. Too many to worry about. Just keep listing. Exactly. And as I was saying before, it is quite hard to, keep focused and keep listing through those slow periods. Oh, right. Probate is right. Okay. So I was not right, but I was kind of on the right track. So that's okay. Yeah, probate. It's such a, it means such a horrible thing. Or no, well, not a horrible thing, but such a sort of bad thing. But it sounds so cool, like probate, but yeah. I've already read that out. Yeah, so as I was saying, it is hard to keep focus through that slower time. But if you can even just talking to other resellers, jumping into the community, watching a few videos, just having a bit of a laugh and maybe just relaxing a little bit, but also trying to keep focused at the same time and not keep your head entirely on your sales. It's like you sort of have to, in the slow period of the year, you have to kind of separate yourself from your sales in order to get more sales. And what I mean by that is don't look at your sales daily in the slow periods, but still continue listing. So still continue trying to pile on as much stuff as you physically can, but don't look at your sales too much on a day-to-day basis. Otherwise, you're going to get downhearted, and then you're going to get really sad, and you're not gonna be motivated to list. So it's kind of like you have to separate yourself in a slow period. And even in fourth quarter, like a faster period of the year, you can go on a high. I did last year. I was so cocky. Like every night I was like, oh my God, I'm so good at this. It's awesome. And like every day is like £200-300 days. I must be so good at this. And I was like really cocky. But to be honest, I was 20 at the time. I'm 21 now. I'm young. I'm going to be like that. I'm going to be full of vigor and full of all that emotion and all that sort of stuff. So it's hard. It's a hard thing to do, but maybe even in the fast time of the year, try and separate yourself from those sales a little bit and just keep packing and listing. So then you're not riding that roller coaster, but it's so hard. It's so hard. Probate is the process of getting a will accepted by a court. Oh, right. Is it right? Okay, it's completely different then. Don't know what I was talking about. All I knew is that I've heard the word before in a similar circumstance. Here we go. You see any taxidermy at auctions? Would you fire a bullet if it's cheap? You know what? I would. If it was really cheap, I would do, because I just want to sell some. I've still not sold that, what was it, like a fox or something, that fox scarf. I just want to sell some. That's all. If it was really dead cheap and I knew that I could, flip it, even if it took, well, I wouldn't say flip it is the right word for these circumstances, but if I knew I could sell it, and even if I knew it would take 12, 24 months, I'd be like, yeah, I'm buying it as long as it's not too big. Because I just want to sell some. There's some items that you will, as long as they're cheap, you don't really care how long they sell or whether they're stale inventory, because it's just like a personal goal of yours to just sell it, to just say you've sold it. Like I can say, like, I've sold, boomerangs, and I've sold like semi-weird items, but maybe not everyone has picked up or everyone has sold. I mean, I'm trying to think of like the weirdest items I've sold, but I mean, boomerang stands out as being a little bit of an out of the ordinary one, but it's not that weird. But I sold quite a few like semi-weird items, and yeah, it's just like that personal goal of being able to say you've had such a wide variety, such a big range of sales. Neil says, Ken, have a word with him. Well, I bet Ken's gonna say, oh my god, I've lost so much money on taxidermy and all this sort of stuff. I see Smartly saying, I'm only around 190-ish. Can you get a good income from your 100 listings? What, Darren? No way, you have 100 listings? No. Where did you say that? At the moment, I'm only about 115, and that just proves my point of earlier on. It's not about how many listings you have; it's about the quality of those listings, and the price of those listings as well. But that is a shocker, Darren. I thought you had like 400 or 500. I mean, I knew you don't have like tons of space, but I thought you had like 300 to 500 or something. That's crazy. Bloody hell! That was just a shocker. That was. Yeah, I'd rather have one item with £50 profit and have 1,000 units. I would rather have higher value items. I've said this in the past than packing a load of low value. But here's the thing: those cards, those Lego trading cards from Sainsbury's. And here's where my every penny counts side of me comes in. That isn't like a trademark from Tesco. No, I think it isn't. So we're good. Here's where my every penny counts sort of motto comes into it. And my granddad always says this to me, he always says that the pennies make up the pounds, that sort of stuff. And I think I've said that on video before. But, I've been in Sainsbury's and I thought, hang on a minute. I know that these Lego cards actually have been selling on eBay. I don't know where I heard it. I don't know. I can't remember. But so maybe I even went on eBay myself and looked at it. I don't know. But I thought, hang on, these make a little bit of money. Turns out we don't make a ton of money on auction, because that's what I put them on at. But certainly, if you have like a massive group of them, like a ton of cards, they actually do okay. And I knew my mum shops at Sainsbury's and stuff, and we go there every week. So I said to her, could you get those Lego cards for me when they ask? And she got me like 7 of them or whatever it was. One week we did a big shop, so we got like 7 of them, and I put them on auction. And I thought, right, 99p start, 99p postage. It took me 2 minutes, literally 2 minutes to list, if that, on my phone. And then we ended up selling for like £3 plus postage. But I got them for free. It went in a little tiny jiffy bag for like literally a 2-second job. Print the label off, stick it on, another minute. It's like less than 5 minutes work for you know, for 4 or 5 quid that I wouldn't have had, you know. So I know it's a bit like, oh, it's low value, it's not great, it's, you know, why did you even bother? But that's the kind of thing I think, if it's something like that, if I know I'm going to sell it within 7 days on auction, just, you know, I'm going to do it. And actually, I've got 17 of them piled up now, so I've listed them last night. And hopefully, like, because 7 got me like 3 quid, hopefully they'll get me 5 or 6 quid. And again, it was even quicker to list this time because I had a template set up. So I just changed the 7 to 17, changed the photos, and that was basically it. And then obviously changed the 7 to 17 in the description. And, you know, I might make 5, 6 quid off them. But again, I know it's very, very low value, but it's money that I'm being proactive. I'm thinking, how can I get even just that tiny little bit more money with very, 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 very little effort? And that's the way to do it. You've got to be looking about these things. You've got to be thinking about these things, and just being proactive. That's what it is. And I love that word. And I got taught that word when I was working at the auction house, actually. So, you know, and I do take that to heart. I have taken that to heart, and I do, you know, pennies make up the pound, being proactive, that sort of stuff. And I know that I'm contradicting myself when I say that the pennies make up the pounds. You know, because I say to myself, I say to you guys actually all the time that the, you know, I'm not actually too into all the low value stuff. I don't like it. But then now I'm coming on and saying to you, well, oh, the pennies make up the pounds and all that. Well, I am contradicting myself in that. And if you know me, I am one big contradiction. Literally in this mind, it's just contradiction after contradiction. But what I'm meaning when I say those two things is there's certain times when it's actually viable for me to just do something low value like that, if I know it's not going to be real effort, or I know it's going to sell within 7 days on an auction. So yeah, that's that. I'm full-time on eBay. Yes, my sole income right now. I can't believe that, guy. 115 items and it's your sole income. God, I mean, I'm doing something wrong if I've got all this inventory behind me. God, blooming hell. I mean, if you can make that same amount. I mean, I don't doubt it, to be honest, because there's so many people. It just took me back, you know. But because there's so many people out there on very, very few listings, you know, only 100, 200, something like that, who do incredibly, incredibly well. And that's kind of where I want myself to go. But at the same time, I'm thinking, like, I want a bit of an inventory there to be able to, if I go on holiday or something, you know, I'm not burning through a small inventory. I've got a bit of inventory there to work through, you know, to burn through while I'm away. So yeah, that's kind of, not that I would ever go away. I've not been away in the last 2 years, but you know what I mean. So yeah, that is really impressive, actually. Drop shipping is the lazy man's way of doing. Problems with suppliers become your problems when items go out of stock. What's this in the chat? Has someone been talking about drop shipping? One sec. I'll be on around 200 by the time the day adds. Listing while watching, but yeah, I don't have space for 400 plus. I don't know. Someone was talking about drop shipping. I think I wouldn't give it a go. I wouldn't do drop shipping. Oh no, I just don't like the. It's not. I don't like the principle. I disagree with the principle or anything like that. It's just I don't want the stress of it. I mean, it seems like it's a very stressful thing to do, and I don't know the inner workings of it or anything, but I think I understand the basic principle where you have something on eBay and then you're like, do you buy it from a wholesaler or off Amazon and then you ship it to your customer? Is that sort of right? But what if that wholesaler or that Amazon or wherever it is you're buying it from, what if they go out of stock? What happens then? I mean, yeah, I don't know. But anyway. Oh, you had a drop shipping spammer. Darren Block booted him. Oh my. Oh, hi Lisa. Sorry, we're just wrapping up now. So sorry, Lisa. We're kind of going in the next minute or two. So Oh, Polish X in there. How's it going, man? It's going good. Got a lot of work to do though. My Amazon is under 100 listings, and I turn over around 2 to 3K a month. That's great. That's really good. My Amazon just keeps growing. And I've been last couple of months. Well, not a couple of months. Sorry, last couple of weeks. I've been trying to reduce it a little bit, and obviously I'm trying to reprice stuff and things like that, and get some stuff gone, because I don't want a massive inventory up at Amazon at the moment. I do want it to be quite small, sleek, you know, things that are saleable and that are actually selling, just because of the way it's going and the way it is at the moment. So I am being a bit more careful of what I'm sending in, because I don't want to grow that inventory too much more. I want to kind of scale it back a little bit. Oh, I wanted to say as well, next week is my episode number 75. So what I'm actually going to do, I need to go and see Ryan as well, is I'm going to write out basically all the things I've done other than reselling that kind of, well, not necessarily like, don't know how I'm going to work it. I'm trying to paint a picture of my life leading up to business and my life in business. So, like, you know, all the things that I did prior to reselling, all the things that were business related, all that sort of stuff. So I'm going to go down like memory lane with you guys, and I'm going to try and write down all these different things and tell you a bit of a story in next week's episode about myself and my journey and stuff like that. And I know I've done it before in a little bit of detail, but there's so much more that me and Ryan were discussing the other day, actually, that I've not even shared with you, that I forgot. So I thought that'd be quite interesting for the 75th sort of special. And I don't know whether I'll record it separately or do it live. I'm not sure. I might do it live because I like the interaction with the chat. And I thought, you know, I need to do something special for my 75th episode, because it's a bit of a landmark. So I think I'll do something like that. But if I'm boring people with just like a story that's never ending, I will shut up and I will just let you guys ask something in the chat, and we'll get on to another topic. But I thought that'd be quite nice, quite interesting. And yeah, so that'll be next week's episode. Also, I will be there's going to be something very, very special happening in the next few weeks I haven't shared with you, that I will sort of tease you with now. There's going to actually be a new member to our family in the next few weeks, hopefully. So yeah, that's going to be exciting. I'm going to share that on video. But yeah, very exciting times, very, very excited. And hopefully things all go right and all go well. I'm not promising anything, but there should be a little new member to our little family. I mean, I don't mean our family. I mean like me, my mum and dad, not like our family. Even though I do think of us as like a family, but that's what I mean anyway. So yeah, I'm not going to share anything else, but yeah, you can have a few guesses. I'm sure a few of you will know, because I did mention it in Nick and Zahir's chat. Whoever it is, and I'm very, very excited. I really am. So yeah. Yeah, I'll leave it there, guys. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy it, please do give it a big thumbs up. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. So I will just go to that little button, wherever it says it. Here we go. Right. I'll see you soon, guys. Thanks for watching.